So we've realized that we have made a critical mistake with our pastured poultry chickens. That's gonna cost us a lot of money. Our birds are currently underweight, and there was such an easy option so that we could avoid this mistake. Sharing that with you today. So whenever Kelly pitched to me that she wanted to host a chicken butchery workshop and raise 75 meat birds, I was a little stressed out about it. And to be honest, I didn't really know how we were gonna be able to do all of the work. We had to build 2 more tractors in the heat of summer and be able to get everything working. But the easy thing that I knew that how to do was to actually raise meat birds, to process the meat birds. That was a piece of cake. And she picked it in the perfect weather, theoretically should have been, to be able to raise these. We made a great partnership with Ideal Poultry to be able to get these birds, and these birds are growing very well. They're very healthy. The thing that we did not calculate was that we were supposed to have grass everywhere. So right now you see that this is a green spot of the grass. And that is because we're currently watering the garden. We currently have the ducks in the garden, and so they have their water pools, and there's a lot of water coming over here. And then I'm gonna flip where the ducks were. You can clearly see a whole lot of kids' toys, but you can see there is green here. And this is a little hill right here, so water would never come here. And you just see how brown it is. And now I'll take you to a location that is very close to this, that has gotten no extra watering, and it's been over 2 months since we've had any rain, and going into the fall after the summer, you'll see my crazy boys being crazy boys, and behind me, it is just nothing but brown dirt. So we were planning on having pastured poultry, not desert poultry. And then whenever we were calculating how much feed we would need for these 75 birds, it came out to roughly about 15 to 18 pounds per bird by the end of their lifespan. And in addition, we did not calculate the heat. Heat will stress these Cornish cross birds out. It just happens. So you really do not want to do it in the heat of the summer. You want to do it more in the spring and the fall, even the winter time for us. So what that means is that they're a little bit more stressed and they're not able to put on the weight that they're supposed to. So what's our mistake? How could we have avoided this? Yesterday, I took the correct action to be able to see where we are, and I had high hopes, but I learned quickly that I should have done this weeks ago. It is a hot day. It is 90 degrees. I don't know why it's still so hot. Big guy. Oh yeah, let's grab you. So. All right though, so the real test is to see if a bird is actually gonna stay in this little thing. Pounds and ounces, here we go. All right, stay still. All right, so that's about 4 pounds, 3 ounces. To be honest, that's a little on the light side. I want it to be a little bit more than that. Where's another big guy? Let's grab you. You look good. This one's lively. This one's a fighter. There we go. Okay, stay there. No, don't fight. No. Ah, you are a quick one. Stay. 410. Ah. So that was 4 pounds, 10 ounces. Oh, you are little. All right, this is a little / medium sized one. We might just put this in the workshop. Check the weight of your birds throughout the time. Farming, you get distracted. You don't get it done. Yup. Ouch. Maybe 3.8. All right, 3.8. You need to do a mid-run weigh-in. You should do it probably around every 2 weeks, I would say. Definitely you need to do it at 4 weeks, and then maybe at 6 weeks and 7 weeks. You grab a few birds and you test it to see if they're on schedule. If I would have done this 2 weeks ago, they're about 6 weeks now. If I would have done this 2 weeks ago, midway through their 8-week lifespan, before they go to freezer camp, I would have known, I would have realized, hey, these birds are behind schedule. Let's increase the feed, because right now it's our 2 girls are running this whole operation. They feed and water them. And I had not realized that Finley, I should have, it's my job. I told her how much to feed them, and she was feeding them every morning and evening. But what I did not realize, and I realized it yesterday, is that they were running out of their feed in the first like 15, 20 minutes after being fed. So they really need feed throughout the day. So that was probably 2 weeks or so where the amount of feed to last them throughout the day adjusted, and we lost some time. I think that also creates a lot of dust. The boys riding these bikes everywhere. All right, so what is our plan to remedy this problem? Well, of course, we're gonna feed them a lot more. We're going to fill their little feeders all the way up. They are still eating. Since this morning, it's been probably 3 hours and they still have lots of feed. So that's one thing, is we're gonna fill their feeders all the way up. The second thing is we're gonna come and we're going to give them a midday feeding, just to double check, just to top it off. And then we're still going to top it all the way off during the evening. So we're gonna make sure that they have feed throughout the day. The second thing is we're gonna weigh them periodically throughout their rest of their life. So every few days, we're gonna weigh them to make sure that they are growing. And the third thing is we might have to adjust how long we keep the birds. So we were planning possibly on butchering some of the birds a little bit early before our November 10th workshop. Now we're having to adjust because we might have to only pick out the big birds to butcher for the workshop to be able to give to the attendees, because they're gonna go home with some poultry. And then we might have to delay some of our birds to fatten them up a little bit more. That's just kind of what we need to do. So the advice that I have for you guys is weigh them periodically throughout their lifespan. That's the key. You want to be able to track that. And y'all, just life happens on the homestead. It gets busy. Just life happens in general, and being on a farm is no different. So some things fall through the cracks. You do what you can, you do the best, and you move on and you try to learn and do better next time. All right, so I hope that you learned a little bit from that mistake. Definitely check out Ideal Poultry. The link is below to see these amazing birds, but then also all of their amazing layer chickens and ducks. They are the best, and turkeys too. They are fantastic. They are your ideal bird. See y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.